When I started this out, when I was on Twitter, I had maybe 20, maybe on a couple of hands, 10 to 20 followers. I had another account. And then this one I had like 20 to 30, no more than 40, I think. Maybe 20 to 30 people. Now I have 135 followers. Some of them were bots. Some of them were fake Elon Musks. So be careful those fake. Always look for that blue, silver, or platinum or gold check marks. Those check marks are very, very important because they tell who the person is. So blue check marks all the way through. Just look for those, and you'll find who's really following you. You got Kevin Sorbo to the right. So there's different. I'm going to try. I really need to get verified before this year ends. Okay, I couldn't do it during Thanksgiving. I had other things I had to buy. Unfortunately, well, no, not unfortunately. Maybe fortunately, it was just something I had to do. So let's go ahead and go through some of the tweets that I made throughout the week. Things to do with Trump, things to do with Elon Musk. Here we got. This is a interesting one. This is Dr. Mark Young. Now, Dr. Mark Young is the co-host, but now the single host of Blunt Force Truth. Chuck Woolery wanted to call it Blunt Force Trauma or Drama, but people don't need trauma or drama; they need truth. So Blunt Force Truth. So Chuck's passed on, but Dr. Young still keeps it going. And Emily Gallagher says Jordan Neely mattered and deserved to live. Okay. Actions have consequences. I think this was dealing with I don't know if this was about police shootings versus black people or what it was, but there's always something like that. Like I say, there are racist cops. You can't prove somebody's racist in a court of law. You can only prove conduct through discrimination, through repeated behavior. That's all you can do. Testimonies. You can't prove somebody is racist. You can't prove somebody is sexist, right? We call people racist or sexist, but you can't really prove that. Having said that, there are racist cops. You do see ankle tattoos and sheriffs. That's been on record. But I don't think everybody's like that. Defunding police is not the way. It isn't. Matt Gates says, Trump goes to Europe to make peace. Biden bombs Syria. There you go. Vivek says 1 billion net is wasted every month on ineligible food stamp benefits. Overpayments occur when states allow recipients to continue receiving benefits despite incomes that should disqualify them. Other times, fraudsters collect benefits from multiple states. So there's a lot of things. You just gotta. It's all about proper spending. Like, where's our money going? We got that debt ceiling. We got the $1 trillion debt. What are we wasting it on? How should we spend the money properly? And here's a very penile post. Tesla owners Silicon Valley. Starship will allow us to become multi-planetary and reach Mars. That's what it was designed for. I wrote a story about Mars, about different colonists fighting for control, that the city was abandoned. It was in a dome. And one group of people are trying to fight for control of it. There's been board games about terraforming Mars. We've had Total Recall. I'm not sure if I ever want to have my face bulge out. I don't know if that really would happen. Or is it just like the director scaring the shit out of us? What is that about? Who would want to live on Mars? Who wants to get their ass to Mars? Let me know. Laura Loomer says, I can't believe we have sent close to $500 billion to Ukraine and Zelensky still doesn't have a suit. It's insulting. Yeah, it's a waste of spending. We're spending all this money for what? What is the point? Would be cheaper. How much would it be for tax dollars just to have Trump fly to Russia and talk to Putin and talk to Zelensky? I don't think it would cost $500 billion for Trump to just simply fly there and settle business. Here's a retweet. Assad is gone. He has fled his country. He's protected. This is from Russia. This is from Donald Trump's Social Truth Social. So Assad is gone. His protector, Russia, led by Vladimir Putin, was not interested in protecting him any longer. There was no reason for Russia to be there in the first place. They left all interest in Syria because of Ukraine. So a lot of people died. A lot of innocent people were killed. So what I write, I'm not sad to see him go. That got 109 views. Anyway, that's me. All I can do. I'm not a political person. I just know how to make jokes. That's what I do. Here's a retweet from Anna Luna. The Young Turks, Anna Kasparian. So here's a little bit of what she.
I believe because, look, I was an idiot because I mean, who do you trust in today's media landscape?
Who do you trust? Right? Who trusts you?
There's a lot of liars out there, and when it comes to mainstream media, the fact of the matter is they do play defense more and more for the Democratic Party, and that's an issue because there was a time when that didn't happen, and so I still believed in their good faith reporting, even though it turns out, a lot of these reports would omit really important details about what's really going on.
And this one, racism, no racism here. J.D. Vance. So great to see the leader of the UK Conservatives, Kenny Badenoch. So Kemi, during her trip to the U.S., we discussed many topics, but I was unable to persuade her that coffee is much better than tea. Cheers, Kemi. So that's nice. This is progress, okay? This is actual progress. Actors do not understand this. People in the entertainment industry. This is diversity, just not on your level. Just not on a weird kooky level. This is fine. I mean, this is what we need. We need more relations. I mean, Trump had the balls to go and talk to Kim Jong-un. I would never. After he threatened us, people woke today would be like, don't just bow down to Kim Jong-un. It's like, really? Really? You hate Hitler, but you would bow to Kim Jong-un because he has missiles. And I'm like, over a movie. That was like 10 years ago. I have not forgotten. Oh my gosh. President Trump almost yanked Emmanuel Macron's hand off for the third time today. So let's see. Everything he does is calculated. Ha ha ha. Because Macron is a moron. Just remember, he's a macro moron. Just open the floodgates and let everybody in. No, that's not how we do things. And not to be missed here, President Zelensky arrives at Elysee Palace to meet with President Trump and Macron. So here's a little bit of that. This is important. I mean, keep in mind that he's not the president yet. He's acting president. He's acting president. That's what he's doing. He's acting president. He's coming back. It's just taking a little while. I retweeted that. Elon Musk calls this madness. Germany, oh yeah, this one. So in Germany, a judge jails a woman for sending online insults to a gang rapist. But after all, one of 9 men convicted of attack on a girl were allowed to walk free. So a rapist walks free, but a woman who sends insults is jailed. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know about Germany. Germany's very strange, isn't it? Are they going to change their ways? Are they going to change their ways? There they are. See, they got red paper. It's the red paper. It's like the scarlet letter. It's the scarlet paper. What is that? And going all the way back to December 6th, Matt Gaetz. So thank you for being open-minded, Senator. So Joni Ernst, who's now part of Trump's cabinet. Pete Hegseth and I will continue our constructive conversations as we move forward together in this process. We plan to meet again next week. At a minimum, we agree that he deserves the opportunity to lay out his terms of what his idea, what his plans are, right? So Pete Hegseth, Matt Gaetz, they've all been gone through the Me Too tunnels. I stopped listening to these things. Now with Blasey Ford, I was still what's going on, right? And obviously Tom Leykis has gone full woke Democrat, even though he knows better, even though he knows better, but that's just how it is. And so every time I hear a Me Too complaint, I am suspicious. I have to look at everything with a magnifying glass because you have to do that now. There's Danica Patrick on her podcast, but let's take a look at Vivek. Vivek Ramaswamy, the federal government is the world's largest IT customer, spending $2 trillion since 1994. In theory, this should, quote unquote, give us great buying power to negotiate good deals for taxpayers. But of course, that's not what happens in 2021. The U.S. Department of Agriculture agreed to pay, let's see what it says here, 170 million for one enterprise software instead of 58 million for a competing one due to perceived switching costs. In other cases, vendors have required agencies to repurchase licenses in order to migrate to the cloud. If the federal government were to see serious about reducing costs, it would procure government-wide licenses, just like many state governments do, which would save 750 million. So all the money that could go to us for cutting costs. So figuring out where are we overspending? Because if we're not the ones overspending, because what do we buy? We buy a lot of shit. We buy insurance. We buy insurance. We buy rations. We buy luxuries. Right? That's what we buy, as every average citizen does. But then you figure out what do the government departments be spending, and that's what Vivek is trying to do. He's trying to cut the spending down somewhere. And this last one I'll read out here. This is from Laura Loomer. This is from, I think it was from December 4th. Breaking hours after my expose today on Ana de Orbegoso, the pro-Black Lives Matter lesbian wife of Daphne Yoran, the radical leftist prosecutor in Daniel Penny's trial, she just locked her Instagram account. Earlier today, I exposed how Orbegoso has photos of her Instagram page which show her projecting messages that say Black Lives Matter onto courthouses in New York City. The courthouse she is projecting these messages onto is in the same court venue where Daniel Penny's trial is taking place. It's part of the New York State Supreme Court system. Looks like the cover-up is now in motion as the jury is deliberating. Daphne Yoran has a major conflict she never disclosed, and she is trying to convince the jury that Daniel Penny is an anti-Black racist, a white male, because she is driven to her support of what BLM calls restorative justice. So here are the receipts. So, exhibit. This account is private. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like. I think it's from December 4th. I covered. Okay, so there's another one under. So this is the whole thing. So these are all the pictures that incriminate her. Yeah, that's messed up. I don't like. It's one thing. Look, you can't prove somebody's racist. You can prove somebody has repeated racist behavior. If they're firing black people for no reason, if they're calling somebody the N-word, or to a black cop the N-word, or it's written down somewhere. Okay. When somebody says something racist at the bar, or you're like having a Periscope pre-show with Joey Diaz, smoking all kinds of shit, having stars of death. Okay, you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't leave that room. It should not leave that room. It should not leave the room. Right? You're in a bar. You're at somebody's house, and you have to be careful with coworkers too, because coworkers can rat you out. Having said all that, if somebody is important crucial to a trial, or crucial to anything, that's messed up. So this is the prosecutor, okay? This is the prosecutor, and this is what the wife is doing. I guess it's a lesbian couple. So that's messed up. I don't, this is bias shit. You got to be careful with the stuff like this, okay? If Pete Hesketh and Judge, Brett Kavanaugh, and Matt Gaetz were actually guilty, they would have locked up their accounts on X. They would have been gone, but they're still here. Now, maybe because X could be a safe space, as the left will call X a safe space, but it was Twitter, but now it's not. So that's all I got to say about this. People who have nothing to hide will still be there, and people who don't have anything to hide, or people who have, I'm sorry. People who have nothing to hide, they're going to be still here. And people who do have something to hide, they'll private their account, they'll delete their stuff. So that's it. More stuff to come. Please visit my X. My X is, nope, I'm not logging out. Not logging out. Where is it? Go back. Take a year here. Maestro Kong at Maestro Drake 1. You can follow my tweets. You can follow everything on there. I still call them tweets, but yeah. See, come back next week. More stuff to do.